So my name is Matt Armstead. I'm the Executive Director of FinTech 71. It's a pleasure to be here. As you know, on Tuesday we announced our inaugural class of our accelerator. In true startup fashion, we started this less than a year ago and have just launched our accelerator. We have 10 teams that are part of our program. This is a statewide initiative. It is a nonprofit. It is mission-driven. All of our stakeholders who you see up here support us in a variety of ways through mentorship. They are shareholders, stakeholders rather. They are our selection committee. They are our board members as a nonprofit. We have a lot of these folks, over 100 mentors that help these companies get off the ground and work very hard. I think what you'll find very interesting on the next slide, that we are able to attract 10 amazing teams of valuations over $170 million. So these are not the earliest stage companies that you can imagine. We actually have some tremendously later stage companies across blockchain, regtech, insurtech, payments. We've been very, very excited about it. We have 2 companies here today that we're very excited about, one from Tel Aviv. We've been able to recruit 5 companies from outside of the United States. 80% of our cohort is actually outside of Ohio. So for those of you that keep flying over Ohio, we'd encourage you to keep coming and seeing us. We actually have our opening welcoming reception on September 22nd. We welcome you to come check out our space. For those of you that don't know Ohio that well, 6th largest in financial services relative to GDP. We have over 270,000 employees in the financial services sector. We have over 170 universities, and we graduate, or over 200, and have over 170,000 students that graduate from college through Ohio. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Peiki and Lidor.
Thank you. Hey everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Lidor. I'm part of the business development team at Peiki. And our goal is to bridge between the worlds of social and the world of banking, and we developed a technology that enables banks to provide their customers with access to any of their financial services inside any social application that they are currently using today. Now, the problem is clear. Customers trust their banks, but they spend most of their time online engaging inside social applications. Conversations about money are happening inside these apps as people chat about splitting the dinner bill from last night, requesting or paying a friend back for a movie ticket or a ball game ticket, or even having the need to check your balance when you're planning for a trip over the weekend with a friend on WhatsApp. Now, it's only natural that these payments would take place in the same place the conversation started without having to switch to a different app. So this entire situation is already being capitalized by the major social networks. 4 out of 5 of the largest payment companies are currently adding, 4 out of 5 of the largest messenger companies have added payment capabilities, have added financial service options to their customers. Billions of dollars are being processed and transacted each month, and these numbers are only increasing and creating a bigger and bigger threat to the traditional financial market that used to belong only to banks. Now, there are several reasons for this, but one of the most important ones is that currently today, the banking apps are not intuitive. They don't happen inside the context of the conversation, but worst of all, they don't appeal to the lifestyle of millennials in the year of 2017. So what's happening in the meanwhile is that we're seeing the banks are losing the engagement, the volume of financial services, the payment transactions to new dedicated solutions like Venmo and Square, and to tech giants like Apple, Google, Facebook, and PayPal. And at this point, we asked ourselves, what if the banks were able to leverage the social graph of these messengers, Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber, WeChat? Wouldn't that be awesome? And that's exactly what we enabled. We developed a solution that's super simple to use. Peiki integrates as a keyboard extension to your iOS or Android device. It has all the functionalities of a normal keyboard with the addition of a banking button. Once I press the banking button, it would introduce an interface that belongs to the bank, and in there they can offer any financial service that they currently offer through their app, but they can now do so inside a keyboard, inside a social application. And here we see the examples: balance check, nearest ATM, cardless cash withdrawal. Now here are examples of how a peer-to-peer request payment process would look like. So I would tap the banking button, request the payment, type in the amount, I would get the link that was generated, I would send it over, and that's it. Same for making a payment. I would press make a payment, choose a contact from my list, tap in the amount, do a one-strong authentication step, and that is it. Now, the way this works is simple. Peiki integrates directly into the existing mobile banking application, so your users don't need to download a different app for this. As I mentioned, we are white labeled and the keyboard is completely customized. We are currently live with 6 different banks around the world. As you can see, they each use their own logo and their own colors for the branding. Our differentiators were white labeled, integration done at the API level, so there is no outside communication with the back end of the bank. Works cross-platform and currently patent pending in the United States. Now, just some of our recent traction and partners, we're currently raising our Series B round. Some of our strategic investors in Series A include Santander, MasterCard, and Commerce Bank. And as I mentioned, we have 6 live projects around the world, with the 7th one coming up this month. And most important message, we are market ready. We can integrate our technology into the bank's existing mobile application within 30 days on the bank's premise. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ali Rakimov, and I'm the CEO of Skokie. It's kind of very intimidating to talk about school payments after all this complex AI, but here's the story. So I was a very happy millennial dad, and then my son started kindergarten. So unfortunately, there's no Venmo for paying for delicious school lunch payments, yearbook fees, field trips, aftercare, and never-ending other school payments. So I had to go to the school front office, I had to mail checks, and I had to send cash with my little kiddo. And guess what? I'm not the only one. The problem is 66% of the K-12 schools in the US, which is 130,000 schools, do not even have a simple online payment on their websites. What's even worse, 80% of them still collect majority of their payments via cash and checks. And these itsy-bitsy payments is a $40 billion industry. And the reason they're not onboarding with legacy solutions is because they're complicated, take months to implement, and are very expensive. So with Skokie, schools can sign up and start collecting within 20 minutes, and they can collect any payments. We say it's so easy, even a 5th grader can do it. And there's no merchant contracts to sign, there's no software agreement, so it's a very frictionless solution for schools. And it's also free, like think Venmo free. We want to serve billions of people in the K-12 global ecosystem, and we believe that freemium is the best way to go. So yesterday, Ms. Cohen from Gartner mentioned digital empathy, and she's absolutely right. Skokie believes that transactions should have positive emotions. So when I send a $200 donation to my son's school, I want the principal and the school community to have some empathy and enjoy my selfie. So we've been bootstrapped, and we're growing very fast. And with the help of FinTech 71 Accelerator, we hope to scale further, scale globally, and achieve our mission, which is really to be the fastest app for global K-12 parents and schools to connect and transact. Thank you.